Hello and have a nice day to my beloved lecturer, Madam Siti Hajar Yusuf. My name is Nur Zahida Nafisa binti Ibrahim, and I'm here today to talk to you about settlement of international trade in Chapter 4 of Subject Finance of International Trade. International trade between different countries is an important factor in raising living standards, providing employment and enabling consumers to enjoy a greater variety of goods. With an increased importance of trade, there have also been growing concern about the potential negative effect of trade. In particular, the unbalanced benefit with some losing out despite overall net gains. So today, I want to explain and emphasize on important information about the settlement of international trade that everyone needs to know. In this chapter, I like to explain the introduction, open account, consignment, and advance payment. You guys need to understand about international trade. So what is international trade? International trade is about import and export activity carried out by any nation with another nation, by any company in one country with a company in another country. In other words, the exchange of services or goods between different national sovereignties or countries. Next, what is trade settlement? When an importer buys goods from abroad or an exporter sells goods internationally, the transactions are settled through the banking system. It involves offsetting one account with another. Thus, it means that we need to exchange local currency to foreign currency in order to make payment. The method of payment can often frustrate the relationship between buyer and seller due to their own priorities. The method of payment that is widely accepted are advance payment, open account, documentary credit, and documentary collection. Requirement of the exporter: full payment, payment on time, contact confidentially, convenience in receiving payment, cash flow or liquidity convenience. Requirement of the importer: full delivery, delivery on time, reasonable cost, convenience in payment, cash flow or liquidity convenience. Advantages of international trade. First, optimal use of natural resources. International trade helps each country to make optimum use of its natural resources. Each country can concentrate on production of those goods for which its resources are best suited. Wastage of resources is avoided. Second, stability in prices. International trade irons out wide fluctuations in prices. It equalizes the price of goods throughout the world. For example, ignoring cost of transportation. Third, increase in efficiency. Due to international competition, the producer in a country attempt to produce better quality goods and at the minimum possible cost. This increases the efficiency and benefits to the consumers all over the world. What is open account? An open account is an arrangement between seller and buyer for the buyer to settle debts with the seller at the predetermined date. After each shipment, at the agreed due date, the buyer will then make an arrangement to pay the seller, whether by check, bank draft, telex, or SWIFT. How long will it take for the recipient to get the goods? It takes in 30, 60, 19 days. How does open account work? First, buyer and seller will enter the contract. Second, seller will send the goods to the buyer. And third, buyer made payment to his banks. And next, buyer banks transfer payment to seller bank. Seller bank credit payment to seller account. Last, advising bank pay to exporter. Advantages of open account. This is very low risk option for your customer since they receive the goods before paying for them. Using open account can help you land a sale, but you should know whether the buyer's credit is good before you agree to it. In most markets, offering open account terms will make you more competitive, which can increase a repeat business and help you build both market share and customer loyalty. What is consignment? Consignment is like a sale on a credit. The consignor ships the goods to consignee. Consignor collects the payment when the consignee has sold the goods. During the consigning period, the consignor retains the title to the goods. This method is commonly practiced in domestic trade. Advantages of consignment. It can encourage wholesalers and retailers to stock seasonal or otherwise newly introduced merchandise which they might not usually buy because of a lack of demand. It provides the manufacturer with the opportunity to have the merchandise exposed to the buying market instead of having it stored and isolated in a warehouse while waiting for an order from a buyer. It allows a seller, manufacturer to place merchandise in wholesale and retail outlets for additional exposure to the buying market. It can provide an incentive for the wholesaler and the retailer to stock goods in inventory because their capital is not tied up in the inventory. What is advance payment? The exporter does not deliver the goods until payment has been received in advance from the buyer. With cash in advance payment terms, the exporter can avoid credit risk because payment is received before the ownership of the goods is transferred. It is wire transfers and credit cards are the most commonly used cash in advance options available to exporters. How does advance payment work? Buyer and seller enter the contract. Second, buyer made payment to his bank. Third, buyer bank transfer payment to seller bank. Fourth, seller bank credit payment into seller account. Fifth, seller send goods to the buyer. Advantages of advance payment. Least risky form of payment for you. You get your money at the time of the sale. Advance payment provides the working capital you need to process the order. There's no strain on cash flow. Very simple to transact on your part. It's time to bring this presentation to a close. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. We have a lot of fun today talking about this subject. In short, I hope the information described is very useful and easy to understand. Thank you for listening.